Hello, I'm Simon Smith and welcome to the highlights of the 2010 AutoGP Formula SimRacing World Championship. Round 3 of the championship took place in Malaysia around the Sepang International Circuit. This is one of the new F1 tracks, characterised by sweeping corners and wide straights. In a remarkably close qualifying session, Damajao Malezic took pole position by 1/1000th of a second from Ronnie Hannell. Bono Huiz took third, and David Greco put up his best result of the year, setting the fourth fastest time. Rasmus Tali would be starting fifth, with Bruno Marquez rounding out the third row in sixth. To the start then, and Hannell and Huiz got the best starts off the line, much better than Malezic, but as a twisted driver, came into turn 1, he kept his cool, braking perfectly and maintained first position, with all 21 drivers finding their way through the turn 1 and 2 complex, meaning no contact whatsoever. There was little overtaking on the first lap, the biggest winner being Sergio Caslins, who had started 13th and jumped up into 8th after the first sector. De Wit was also moving forward quickly, now up into 9th. As Malezic could not create a gap back to second after the first lap, Hannell tried to pass him down into turn 1, and while it looked like the move had almost worked, Malezic kept the inside line for the second turn. Hannell stayed in the slipstream and made another move into turn 4, but a level-headed Malezic saw it coming, broke early, and in an attempt to switch back on the position of the exit, was able to stay alongside him, with the two driving an incredible display round side by side through turns 5 and 6. Eventually, Hannell was the one that emerged on top, moving into first position. Malezic was now swamped by the Precision Motorsports cars, losing out first to Tali, and then to Huiz in an almost identical pass to Hannell's. Meanwhile, Caslins, who'd made an excellent start, got a little wide on the exit of turn 13 and slammed his racing factory car into the wall. A bitter end to a promising weekend. Things would be going from bad to worse though for Malezic, with Greco finding a way past him, and then his own teammate Marquez making an aggressive pass into turn 1. The pole sitter was now running down in 6th. Further back in the midfield, a familiar battle between Patrick De Wit and the two SB Motorsports cars was busy brewing. After some clean fighting, De Wit had to relinquish his 8th position to Puumalainen, and soon Poniatowski passed the Dutchman too, with De Wit nearly losing control in the following corner. But that was the action just starting for De Wit. Cyril Verdmuller, driving his Estrada DHR Simcraft, would soon catch up and pass De Wit too. The pair became locked in an incredible duel, with both drivers swapping positions 11 times in just 5 laps. At the front, Hannell, Tali and Huiz all remained in close contact. Second place Tali pitted before the race leader did and emerged from the pits in clean air. He drove his heart out on the fresh rubber and it paid off. The young Estonian beat Hannell out of the pits to take first position. As the second stint progressed, David Greco seemed to lose his pace, as a twisted duo of Malezic and Marquez caught and passed him. After a dreadful start, Malezic was now back running in 4th position, but he had a 27-second gap in front of 3rd place. At the second round of stops, 3rd place Huiz was the first of the front trio in. He drove a blinding outlap, managing to pass Hannell into turn 1, who had now lost a place in both pit stops. Hannell kept on the rear wing of Huiz for most of the 3rd stint, but team respect prevented him from making any serious passing attempts. With a large gap back to the twisted cars in 4th and 5th, it was a cruise home for the 3 Precision drivers. So after winning the World Series division the day before, Rasmus Tali finished a perfect weekend, taking his first win of the World Championship level. Bono Huiz finished in 2nd, just ahead of teammate Ronnie Hannell. This marks the first time in FSR World Championship history where the two sister teams have locked out the podium. Championship leader Malezic finished in 4th, with Bruno Marquez further behind in 5th. To the championship standings then, Malezic is still leading the championship, but Tali has now jumped into 2nd, a mere 9 points shy of 1st place. Huiz remains in 3rd, with Marquez dropping down to 4th, though just 15 points separating the top 4 drivers. Twister have retained their lead in the constructors, but Precision have narrowed down the gap considerably to just 15 points. Leon Cavallo remain in 3rd position on 44. The next race will be in the Chinese Grand Prix. You can tune in at 5:25 GMT on the 11th of April for the multi-BC broadcast. To watch the action live, go to www.formula-simracing.net and follow the links to the live broadcast. We hope you've enjoyed this presentation. I'm Simon Smith and we'll look forward to seeing you at Shanghai for the 4th round of the AutoGP FSR World Championship.